Cybercriminals are weaponizing the open source Android malware Rafel RAT to launch over 120 sophisticated attacks on outdated devices, targeting entities from governments to high-profile organizations, and even demanding ransoms via Telegram. What measures can you take to protect your Android device from the Rafel RAT malware and avoid falling victim to its ransomware schemes? CopyCop, a suspected Russian influence network, has ramped up its efforts targeting the 2024 US elections with AI-generated political content spread across 120 new websites, though it has seen limited social media traction. How is CopyCop leveraging AI and fake journalist personas to manipulate US election narratives, and what steps can be taken to counter this? Earlier this year, Europcar's supposed massive data breach of 50 million customers turned out to be an elaborate hoax, likely crafted using generative AI, exposing a sinister new trend of cybercriminals faking data breaches for profit and notoriety. How can organizations effectively detect and mitigate the threat to fake data breaches? You're listening to the Daily Decrypt. An open-source Android malware named Rafel RAT is actively targeting outdated Android devices, often locking them down with ransomware that demands payment via Telegram. Rafel RAT is a remote access Trojan. This is a type of malware that allows attackers to control infected devices remotely. It's spread through various means, often disguised as legitimate apps like Instagram, WhatsApp, e-commerce platforms, or antivirus software. Once installed, it requests risky permissions to operate in the background, exempt from battery optimization. Researchers at Check Point have detected over 120 campaigns using Rafel. Some campaigns are linked to known threat actors like APT, while others trace to Iran and Pakistan. The targets range from high-profile organizations in government and military sectors to ordinary users, with most victims located in the US, China, and Indonesia. In most infections examined by Check Point, the victims were using Android versions that had reached end of life and no longer received security updates. This made them vulnerable to known flaws. Over 87.5% of infected devices were running Android 11 or older versions, which are no longer supported with security patches. Only 12.5% of the infected devices were on Android 12 or 13. The targeted brands and models include a wide range of devices like Samsung Galaxy, Google Pixel, Motorola One, and others from OnePlus, Vivo, Huawei, etc. This diversity shows Rafel RAT's effectiveness against different Android implementations. Rafel RAT supports various commands, with the most damaging being its ransomware capabilities. It can start the process of file encryption on the device, wipe files, lock the screen, leak SMS and two-factor authentication codes, and track the device's location. These actions are controlled from a central panel where attackers can monitor the device and decide on their next steps. To defend against these attacks, users should avoid downloading APK files from dubious sources and be cautious about clicking URLs embedded in emails or SMS. Using Google Play Protect to scan apps before launching them is also advisable. If your device is compromised, it's essential to seek professional help to remove the malware. At all avenues, avoid paying the ransom, as it does not guarantee recovery of any of the files and often just encourages further criminal activity. The rise of attacks like this, it highlights the importance of making sure that your software is always updated and you're vigilant about the apps you install. If your device is end of life, seek to get a new one if at all possible. A lot of times self-providers will offer up deals to get a newer device. That way you have those security updates and then decommission the old one. Don't just hand it to your kids to have some activities or something to do so they can just go and download apps, because typically that's linked to your account and then they might be able to get access to data that is backed up in the cloud. Why are threat actors faking data breaches? An article from HelpNet Security explores the intriguing phenomenon of threat actors faking data breaches. Earlier this year, Europcar, a European car rental company, discovered a hacker selling information on its 50 million customers on the dark web. An immediate investigation revealed that the data being sold was completely fake, possibly generated using artificial intelligence. So why would hackers fake a data breach? The most obvious reason is money. Selling fake data can be profitable, similar to peddling fake jewelry or replica watches, but there are several other motives. Fame? being one of them, hackers often seek fame within their communities. In March 2024, a Russian hacking group claimed to have hacked Epic Games. After an investigation found no evidence of a breach, the group admitted to faking the incident to gain visibility by targeting a well-known brand. Another would be creating distractions. Cybercriminals might fake a breach to distract security teams, allowing them to launch more dangerous attacks elsewhere. This tactic keeps defenders preoccupied while the real threat goes unnoticed. Destroying reputation is another one, where a false claim of data breach can damage a company's reputation without any actual data theft. For instance, in September 2023, a ransomware group falsely claimed to have breached Sony, causing negative publicity even though the claims were unfounded. Manipulating stock prices would be another one. And of course, news of a cyber attack can impact a company's stock price. By announcing a fake breach, cybercriminals can cause panic and a drop in stock prices, manipulating the market for financial gain. Uncovering security processes would be another one, where faking a data breach can help attackers understand a company's security setup, processes, and response times. This information can be used to refine their strategies for future or more targeted attacks. Generative AI tools like ChatGPT can be used to create realistic-looking fake data, including email formats and local telephone numbers. Hackers often go the extra mile by researching previous breaches or using existing data models to reproduce believable data sets. Additionally, there are online resources that generate large amounts of data for testing purposes. What can organizations do to tackle the threat of fake data breaches? There are several proactive measures that we can take. Proactively monitoring the dark web is a big one, where security teams and expert partners should monitor the dark web for signs of a breach and investigate any claims immediately. Analyze previously leaked data sets. Comparing new leaked data with old breach data can help identify recycled information. Preparing your workforce. As always, raising awareness among staff about fake data breaches and guiding them on appropriate actions is pretty crucial. Keep communication teams on standby, ensuring marketing and PR are ready to address any negative publicity resulting from breach claims. Deploying canary tokens, this one I really like. These digital identifiers you could use to detect unauthorized access and help verify the authenticity of alleged breaches. Adopting a converged security model like Secure Access Service, Edge, SASE can improve visibility into security incidents and help distinguish genuine threats from false alarms. The phenomenon of faking data breaches is a multifaceted issue driven by various motivations, from financial gain to reputational damage. By understanding these tactics and implementing robust security measures, organizations can better protect themselves against both real and fake threats. This next article, titled Russia-linked CopyCop expands to cover U.S. elections and target political leaders, comes to us from Recorded Future. CopyCop is an influence network believed to be aligned with the Russian government. It uses AI and fake websites to disseminate political content. Between May 10th and May 12th, 2024, CopyCop registered 120 new websites, focusing primarily on the upcoming U.S. elections. These websites use similar tactics, techniques, and procedures, spreading targeted content through platforms like YouTube. Interestingly, CopyCop has adapted to recent scrutiny by moving its infrastructure to US-based hosts, likely to minimize visible connections to the Russian government. Additionally, the network has reduced traces of AI use, making it harder to identify their content as AI generated. CopyCop scrapes, modifies, and disseminates articles from mainstream news outlets in the US and UK, conservative leading US media, and Russian state-affiliated media. This content is then spread through US election-themed websites using over 1,000 fake journalist personas. Despite the rapid content generation, AI-generated content has seen limited amplification on social media. The influence of CopyCop is significant because it shows the lengths to which foreign actors will go to influence U.S. elections by targeting high-profile organizations and political leaders. CopyCop aims to shape public opinion and potentially affect election outcomes. Recorded Future does have some tools available that you can utilize, which are tracking different narratives and AI-generated content across social media. They keep an eye on these influence networks like CopyCop. However, if you're not going to pivot to record a feature every time you read an article, that's totally fine. Just being generally aware of where you're getting your information from is really the key here.
This has been the Daily Decrypt. If you found your key to unlocking the digital domain, show your support with a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It truly helps us stand at the frontier of cyber news. Don't forget to connect on Instagram or catch our episodes on YouTube. Until next time, keep your data safe and your curiosity alive.